HMS Otus was a Royal Navy Oberon-class submarine launched in 1962. She was decommissioned in the early 1990s and is now a naval museum in Germany. Design and construction. The Oberon-class was a direct follow-on of the Propulsion-class with the same dimensions and external design, but updates to equipment and internal fittings, and a higher grade of steel used for fabrication of the pressure hull. As designed for British service, the Oberon-class submarines were 241 feet in length between perpendiculars and 295.2 feet in length overall, with a beam of 26.5 feet and a draft of 18 feet. Displacement was 1,610 tons standard, 2,030 tons full load when surfaced, and 2,410 tons full load when submerged. Propulsion machinery consisted of two Admiralty standard ranged 16 VMS diesel generators, and two 6,000 shaft horsepower electric motors, each driving a 7 feet 3-bladed propeller at up to 400 revolutions per minute. Top speed was 17 knots when submerged, and 12 knots on the surface. 8 21-inch diameter torpedo tubes were fitted, with a total payload of 24 torpedoes. The boats were fitted with Type 186 and Type 187 sonars, and an I-band surface search radar. The standard complement was 68 to 6 officers, 62 sailors. Otus was laid down by Scott's Shipbuilding and Engineering Company on the 31st of May 1961, and launched on the 17th of October 1962. Sea trials were undertaken in Scottish waters, mainly Loch Long and Loch Fyne. The boat was commissioned into the Royal Navy on the 5th of October 1963. Operational history. The first commission of Otus included large-scale missile trial exercises in the Atlantic Ocean and visits to the United States and Halifax, Canada. Otus attended the 1977 Silver Jubilee Fleet Review off Spithead when she was part of the submarine flotilla. In July 1987, a team of British, Commonwealth and international submariners took part in trials in Bjornafjorden, near Bergen, Norway, aboard Otus. They ran a series of progressively deeper escapes, starting at 30 meters. At 90 meters, individuals started to drop out. At the end of the trials, two submariners reached a depth of 183 meters. This set a new world record which to date has not been broken. Of the two record breakers, the first was a regular ascent under control. The second, a petty officer instructor from the submarine escape training tower, suffered an emergency release having given the alarm signal whilst flooding up the chamber. It was considered safer and quicker to escape him rather than depressurize and drain down. Both escapees suffered no lasting effects and returned to normal service. Both received military honors of the British Empire in the following years for this act. Otus was deployed to the Persian Gulf during the 1991 Gulf War under Operation Granby. On her return to Gosport, she was flying a Jolly Roger, the only indication that the submarine had been involved in deploying and recovering special air service and special boat service personnel. Decommissioning and Museum. Otus was decommissioned in the early 1990s and resided at Pound's scrapyard in Portsmouth for several years. She was later purchased by a German entrepreneur, who moored her in the harbour of the town of Sassnitz on the island of Rügen in Germany to act as a floating naval museum. Publications. College J. J. Warlow, Ben. Ships of the Royal Navy. The complete record of all fighting ships of the Royal Navy. London, Chatham Publishing. ISBN 9781861762818. OCLC 67,375,475.